Yes, now, good morning, children. Let's come to the next topic, ionization of acids and bases, right? Okay, now let us consider a simple example, HA, it's an acid, plus water giving you H3O plus A minus. Okay, so this is a simple equation we have taken. Now, if the equilibrium is dynamic, then with the passage of time, which direction is favored? What is the driving force behind it? Okay, which one you will consider it as an acid? Is water an acid or HA an acid? Whether the reaction will move in the forward direction or in the backward direction, and what makes it move in the forward or backward direction. All these things we need to know. Okay. Now, to understand this, out of HA and H3O plus, which is a stronger proton donor? If you know this, then you can understand whether the reaction will move in the forward direction or in the backward direction. If you say this is a better proton donor, then obviously the direction of movement will be in the forward direction. If H3O plus is a better proton donor, then the reaction will move in the backward direction. So let us try to find out that. Okay. Whichever donates the proton readily, that is the stronger acid, and the equilibrium will shift in the direction of weaker acid. Okay, like if you consider this as a stronger acid, then it is losing H plus. Okay, it is losing H plus and it is giving it to water, and that will become H3O plus. Okay, so H3O plus is a weaker acid and HA is a stronger acid. Okay, if you say the other one, say H3O plus is giving a proton to A minus to give HA. Okay, so if this is readily donating a proton to this, then it will go to this form, is it not? It will go to this form. After losing a proton, it will go to this form, right? So this is what we have to see now, which is readily giving, whether this will give or this will give. If this gives, forward. If this gives, backward. Okay. Now, a stronger acid donates a proton to a stronger base. See, it's a very interesting topic. A stronger acid donates a proton to a stronger base. This shows a stronger acid, after losing a proton, leaves a weak base. Is it not? A stronger acid, after losing a proton, leaves a weak base. Now, if you consider HA, after losing a proton, it will become H plus and A minus, is it not? Which is the base that it is leaving? It is A minus. Okay. So this A minus is a weak base. Okay. जिसको ये H plus दे रहा है वो strong base. Okay. So from this what you understand? Any strong acid is associated with a weak base. Any strong acid is associated with a weak base. Same way, any strong base is associated with a weak acid. Right? So let us see that, okay, with more examples. Try to understand very clear. Now, strong acids have a weak conjugate base. Vice versa, strong bases will have a weak conjugate acid. Okay, so if you consider strong acids such as HClO4, HClO4 is called as perchloric acid. HCl, you know it, HBr, HI, HNO3, H2SO4, these are all considered as strong acids. After losing a proton, what will they give? They will give their corresponding conjugate base. And what are they? All these conjugate bases are weaker. Okay, that's what we are going to see now. That is, after losing a proton, this will be left with ClO4 minus, HCl will be left with Cl minus, HBr with Br minus, Hi with I minus, HNO3 with NO3 minus, and H2SO4 with SO42 minus. Okay. Now, what do you know about all these? These are all weaker bases than water. So, which is the comparative figure for us. Comparative figure is water, right? So we are comparing that these are all weaker bases than water. Same way, a stronger base will give a very weak conjugate acid. Okay, let us see this. Let us assume a weak acid, say HA, which dissociates partially in aqueous solution, and the solution contains undissociated HA molecule. See, when I say it is undergoing partial dissociation, what does it mean? All the HA molecules are not dissociating. Some of them are left in the undissociated form. Is that clear? Right. Okay. Now, typical weak acids are nitrous acid, then hydrofluoric acid, HF, acetic acid. These are all typical weak acids. Acetic acid is a weak acid. Abhi to mano, weak acid, matlab, see, you are using it, खाने पे भी use करते हो आप, vinegar के form में, is it not? So they are obviously weak acids. And weak acids have strong conjugate bases. This also we saw it. Okay, like NO2 minus. From nitrous acid you will get NO2 minus. From HF you will get F minus. From acetic acid you will get acetate. So these are stronger bases than water. What we saw on the other side, they are all weaker bases than water. Here we are seeing they are stronger bases than water. So a weak acid gives you a stronger base and a strong acid gives you a weak base. Is that clear? So how do you can make it in the form of a rhyme. Strong acid will give you a weak base and a weak acid will give you a strong base. Okay, so this is the mantra. You are not supposed to forget this at all. Right? Then let us see what are polyprotic acids and polyacidic bases. So from this now you must have understood now, whichever is giving a proton and if it is going towards a weaker state, then the reaction will be in that direction. Now what are polyprotic acids or polyacidic bases? Polyprotic. Poly means many. Protic means something related to proton. Now acids which release more than one proton, they are called polyprotic acids. Same way, which will release more than one OH minus ion, they are called as polyacidic bases. Now HCl is a monoprotic acid because it gives only one proton. HNO3 is also a monoprotic acid because that will also give only one proton. H2SO4 can give two H plus ions, so it is diprotic. H3PO4 can give 3 H plus, so it is triprotic. Again, carbonic acid will give only 2 H plus, it is diprotic. Right? Beyond triprotic, you don't have anything. Okay? Now, in terms of equation, HCl plus water will give you H3O plus and Cl minus. It can give only 1 H plus. H2SO4, first it is giving one proton to water, that becomes H3O plus, and what is left behind? HSO4 minus. And this HSO4 minus is again having the capacity to release one more proton. So with water it gives you sulfate ion. Is that clear? So one proton is released in the first step, one proton is released in the second step. So the equilibrium constant is correspondingly called as Ka1 and Ka2. Dissociation constant of acid, first step, dissociation constant of acid, second step. Now it has been found that Ka2 equilibrium constant, it is much less than that of Ka1. So what does it mean? That means the second equation is less spontaneous, or it is difficult to lose a proton from HSO4 minus than from H2SO4. Now why? Now HSO4 minus is a negatively charged group. Now from that, if you have to take out a positively charged H plus, obviously it will be difficult. That is why it is like this. Okay? After losing a proton, removal of second proton is difficult from a negatively charged HSO4 minus. Hence, Ka2 is much lesser than Ka1. Then another interesting question, H3PO4 is triprotic, but H3PO3 is diprotic. Why? From the formula you find this is also having 3 protons, this is also having 3 protons. Then why this is triprotic, this is diprotic? Is it not? Now look at the structure. There are 3 OH groups here. Here there are 2 OH groups and 1 hydrogen is directly attached to phosphorus. Okay. Now this hydrogen is not having O with it. Right. Here there can be ionization possible. OH bond polar है, तो ionization की वजह से 3 H+ form होगा. So this is called as a triprotic acid. But in this case only these two are ionizable, which is attached to oxygen, and the third hydrogen is not ionizable because it is attached to phosphorus directly, and the electronegativity of phosphorus and hydrogen is almost the same. So there is no ionization possible here. That means it can lose only 2 protons. Okay, that is why it is diprotic. Okay.